Good morning. So we are here at Pulse Climbing Gosford, our local gym.
Yep.
And so today's video, we're just going to do our 6 favourite climbs in the gym at the moment.
Yep, 3 each.
3 each, yeah.
We'll talk you through why we love them, talk you through a bit of the moves, and hopefully get some sends happening.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's get it.
So let's do it.
First up is this red boulder problem. It's quite a dynamic problem, and as you can see, I needed a couple of goes to begin with just to practice the jump, because that's really the crux, the hardest part of the climb. I actually changed into some higher shoes because my mirrors that I was wearing are a little bit stiff for this jump, so I wasn't getting as much leverage off of the volume, and as soon as I got the higher shoes on, you can see that I stuck the jump really well. Now, the reason why I love this climb is that you have to go super slow once you get to the top, so it's a little bit of a split personality climb, and you really have to figure out your feet and your beta before coming up into this dish here and really just slowing it right down, because the finish hold is awful and you cannot crank on it at all.
So next up is my first favourite climb, this pink 7. I really enjoy this climb because it's a bit more powerful, which is my preference when climbing. I actually really enjoy this climb as well because there's a few different ways to start it, and here I'm opting for the feet first method, which I found a bit more efficient, at least at the start of the climb. And then once coming out of there, you go into this slopey pinch Gaston kind of move. And then this hold that I just went to is pretty horrible and slippery, so you've really got to have your feet in the right position, otherwise you're just going to come off as I just did then. So now I'm just thinking about what I'm going to change for my next attempt, and I'm giving another go. That feet first bait is just golden in my opinion, just feels like effortless at the bottom. And it's a pretty horrible heel placement there, pretty clunky. And now I'm going for that move again. I'm changing, and so now I'm dropping my leg down, which creates a kind of forward lean into the hold to make it more positive, which then put me in a good spot to move to the next small crimp and then to the finish.
Nice! Bump is Gabby! Gabby! I went to fist bump and you just walked.
The second climb that I wanted to show you guys for this video is this lime green 6. I really love these little holds because for my hands especially, they are perfect little crimps, a little bit more of a slabby style as well, so a lot of pressing and body position rather than pulling to make your way up to this finish hold up the top here.
You'll notice as well with these ones, your body positioning and your hips into the wall are going to be the 2 things that help get you up the climb, because you can't just rely on power. So you'll notice that I'm doing lots of like shifting side to side to kind of move my body weight around a little bit rather than just trying to flow and power through.
So as you can see, this is my second attempt of the boulder, and this time, as mentioned, I'm really focusing on keeping my hips into the wall and really leaning with the moves rather than trying to power or shoulder my way up them. And as you can tell here, with my shorter legs, I had to kind of switch my palm around, which made me fall off. So this is attempt number 3, and every time I'm getting more and more comfortable with the moves. My body is kind of learning the moves a little more, and even though I almost had a slip there, I managed to save it by really holding my core tight. And then it's just a matter of finding the right position on these telephone holds here. a sneaky little drop knee just to keep my hips into the wall, and then 2 steps up to the finish. Hold there. I really, really enjoyed this climb. Super slow, super steady, and super technical.
So for my second climb, I chose this black 7. Super slopey kind of cone holds, as you can see, with the hardest move definitely being off the first move, as you can see there. Just pretty much all about going up and holding tension as you hit that second hold. And the cool thing about it is if you just like are even like a mil off, you just come straight off. It's just like you have to go and hold complete tension, otherwise you're coming off. And there you can see I finally managed to stick it after a few goes, and then the end was pretty straightforward. Just a couple of hand switches and traversing across, and then I opted for the foot up to push me into the finish hold.
My third favorite climb for this video is this awesome black cave 5. The reason why I love it is because you really have to think outside the box in order to get up the climb. So as you can see here, I had to do a bit of a throw to a crossover, pop my heel onto this kind of awful rail, and then jug haul for about 2 moves before moving into a little bit more of a compressed kind of climbing style to get to the top, especially when I go for the last hold, because it's actually not that great.
So for my third favorite climb, I chose this black 6. Really cool climb because of how dependent it was on technique. So the start was pretty standard, but then the second hole that you would go to was this angled sloper, which I'm grabbing now. And you had to really be delicate and hang quite low underneath, because if you pulled too hard, you would just slip straight off and it would be kind of game over. So yeah, that was definitely the hardest part of the climb, was navigating through there and just being delicate enough to hang underneath whilst you moved your feet over. And then the next parts were pretty straightforward for me. It was more just technical kind of slab climbing until the finish.
So unsurprisingly, we couldn't limit ourselves to only 3 climbs. So we each decided to jump on a 4th climb, and I'll keep the description of this one quite short because, as you'll see in a moment, things didn't quite go to plan.
Come on. Oh, so close.
Oh no.
What happened?
I think I strained something.
You strained something.
I think so.
Really? You alright?
I think so.
You gonna be okay?
Oh, my shoulder is trying too hard.
So for my bonus climb, I picked this red 7. Really cool climb, but definitely my anti-style, and I was quite surprised I was able to even do this. As you can see the size of the holds on it. I definitely am not the lightest person, so yeah, these climbs are definitely not my style usually, but I'm pretty stoked that I was able to get it. And as you can see, yeah, it's just like super technical layback kind of moves into like really small crimps. So it's, yeah, a lot of finger strength and technique, which you can start to see break down here as I'm scumming my toe up the wall and using a bit more of my power to finally match the finish hold and control it to finish the climb. So that brings us to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. And also comment down below if you have any suggestions for future videos. See you in the next one.